But that just kind of illustrates the importance and the need for the artificial structure that not only Alabama but also ourselves has put down, and the importance of the rigs and everything else. So I'd say that's always a priority for us, is to increase the amount of habitat and maximize the amount of habitat we can have to be able to help bolster the fish populations, because during this time, you could fish that whole stretch from Horn Island all the way out to the edge of that shelf and probably not catch a single thing.
No.
Snapper, there's plenty of things
I've done it
out there. But
Back then?
Sharks.
Okay. Is that got to do?
Not because now we have all our artificial reefs that we've built and created.
Okay.
We've created structure to stop those fish.
Yeah.
So those
before
fish
that was just mud.
It was just all mud bottom.
Okay.
And so the problem we run into, because nobody wants to put shrimpers out, right?
Right.
So,
no, we've talked about that on here.
Right. And we got such a limited amount of space to create artificial reefs. So you go out there and start taking away from those guys. So it's a fine line. It's definitely a fine line. We want everybody to succeed and have a really good seafood market that comes out of our neck of the woods here.
Well, I guess my question, and I might be out of left field on this, the quota doesn't have to be in state waters in Mississippi.
So for us, the quota is out to 200 nautical miles through state management. That's for every single Gulf state, because when Amendment 50 was passed and the EFPs were passed, they essentially gave us management out to the EEZ.
Okay.
And so when we open our season, it's no longer state versus federal waters. Essentially, it's open all the way out. And that's the way it's been done for the last 7 or 8 years.
I'm just going through my head on these questions about, because a lot of people get on these forums and there's a lot of misinformation and people start yelling and screaming and stuff like that. But one of the misinformation is, or needs to be clarified, if Mississippi snapper season is shut down and I have a Louisiana license, can I run to Louisiana waters and come back to Mississippi with snapper?
So you've got to land those fish in the state in which you're fishing, the state that's open. So when we're closed, you can't possess nor harvest in Mississippi waters. And that's simply for the fact of what we just explained. The quotas are divvied out by state. So we're allowed a certain amount. And that number this year was 64. So every fish that's landed in our waters counts towards our landings. Every fish that's landed in Louisiana counts toward theirs.
So just to clarify, we're shut down right now. You cannot go to Louisiana and catch a snapper, even with a Louisiana license, and bring it back to the state of Mississippi.
You have to land that.
Because how would you prove that, right?
Correct.
How would you prove it?
Well, you would go there. You still can. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can go there with a Louisiana license as long as you didn't stop and throw a line out in Mississippi waters. You can come to Mississippi and say, "Here,
but
here's
that's full blown honor system there. There's no way.
Well, I mean, you still got to have a Louisiana license. You got to follow Louisiana's rules.